So here's the first exercise that I get my students to do. All my students do this unless they come to me and they've already learned some stuff. Okay, so I'm going to do a few versions of this exercise in this video. The first one is just going to use the first 3 strings, and then I'm going to use all 6 strings. So let me remind you then, you will have done this before. If you've had lessons with me, you will have done this. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to use, on the left hand, we're going to use fingers 1, 2, and 3 to play notes on frets 1, 2, and 3. And before we fret those notes, we're going to play the open string. So here is just the open, here's the first string. We're going to play it open, and then fret 1, fret 2, and fret 3, and that will sound like this. Open, first fret, second fret, third fret. Make sure you're using 3 different fingers. Don't do this, please. So you're going to use your 3 different fingers there. And for the first, because especially my younger students will find it difficult stretching all the way down to these lower strings. What we'll do is we'll just do the first 3 strings, strings 1, 2, and 3 together. And we're going to play open, fret 1, fret 2, fret 3. And we'll try and do it together. So you'll soon get the idea. So after 4 then, let's just try this together. After 4, open 1, 2, and 3 on strings 1, 2, and 3. It should sound something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. String 2. String 3. So beginner guitarists, you should aim to do that. Aim to get a nice clear sound. If it sounds like this, it's because you got your finger too far away from the fret. Look, if I just move my finger up now, I'm now closer to the fret. As close to the fret as you can get without actually being on top of the fret. On top of the fret sounds like this, which isn't so good. Is much better. Okay, so we want nice clear sound. Let's just do that exercise again. After 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. First string. Second. Third. Now, if you can do that, great. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to do all 6 strings like that at the same sort of speed. And then when I get down to the 6th string and I've gone, I'm going to come back up 5th string, 4th string, 3rd, 2nd, and 1st. Okay, so join in. You can always stop or pause the video, rest your fingers, remind your fingers what they're supposed to be doing. So all 6 strings then would sound like this after 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is quite a stretch down here on the 6th string for younger students. 5th string, going back up now. Okay, so my advice is first of all to try and make sure you can do the first 3 strings open, first fret, second fret, third fret. Do that first of all, use the different fingers, and just keep trying that until you can do it along with me at that speed so that it sounds clear and you're happy with it. If you can do that, then you can try all 6 strings and going up and going down, but don't, you don't have to do that. If you're finding the first 3 strings enough of a challenge, then just stay with that. That's great. Okay. If you can do all 6 strings, that's great too. And if you want to up the ante a bit, up your game a bit, you could do it a bit faster. So I'm just going to do one last one of those. I'm going to go play all the strings again from the first down to the 6th and back up to the first, and maybe I'll just do it a little bit brisker, but not everyone has to do this, all right? So if you're having trouble just doing the first 3 strings, you don't have to try and do this, but ultimately you will be able to do this. So a bit brisker, a bit faster, it will go something like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not very musical. It's not the sort of tune you're going to go around whistling. In fact, it's not a tune at all. It's just an exercise. You can also play, you can also do different versions of this exercise. So you could do the same strings in the same order, but instead of going open, first fret, second fret, third fret, you could go third fret, second fret, first fret, open. So there's a starter exercise, and I'll put something up. Play a tune perhaps next. Yeah, the next thing I'll put up will be Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.